Here's a question. Is Uber fine, totally fine, everything's fine? Or is Tesla's progress with autonomy ultimately going to result in Uber going out of business? I have my own thoughts, but actions speak louder than words. So let's see what Brad Gerstner, founder of Altimeter Capital, who currently manage roughly $20 billion of assets, is doing with his Uber shares. Oh, wait, spoiler alert. It's already on screen. I wonder why.
Because of how bullish you've been on Uber.
Yeah.
You sold it.
Listen, let me say at the start, Dara has been an incredible CEO at Uber. He's dramatically increased the free cash flow. He's increased the competitive, position of that company. They're the dominant leader now in global mobility. We love the company, and it's inexpensive. However, leading up to the election, right, we have been taking down our position size and we've been rotating into Tesla. Why? Because I said before, we had a ChatGPT moment around full self-driving in 2024. I think the year of 2025 is going to be about Robotaxi. We were present at the Robotaxi day. We were impressed by the Robotaxi. And so for Uber, they have to get past this moment, right, where, they have a hugely disruptive force coming in the case of Tesla. And now we know that the Trump administration is going to push, right, for a national regulatory change so that will be good for Waymo and good for Tesla. Now, Uber has a solution to this, right? They have Waymos on their platform, but we just want to see it play out.
I wanted to let Brad finish, but I was losing it. I had to stop. Uber today is the equivalent of Blockbuster, as Netflix was sneaking up and ultimately would massively disrupt and then bankrupt the entire business. Now, let's be real here. Having Waymo vehicles on the Uber platform doesn't mean shit. It might be a nice novelty value, but as we've discussed in the past, it's costing Uber 4, 5, 6, 7 plus times as much to put one of those vehicles on roads versus a Tesla Cybercab when they're ramped. There's no hope here. Uber was a great product, by the way. First time I ever used it, visiting San Francisco before the city had completely fallen and turned into hell back in 2014. It was both faster and more affordable than a taxi. It was a great experience. They've had a great decade-long run, but now they're about to get blockbusted via Netflix, the equivalent Tesla in autonomy. And quite interestingly, a lot of guys and girls who made a fuck ton of money early, hundreds of millions of dollars investing in Uber, now find themselves in an awkward situation. Do they call a spade? Or do they continue to hold their Uber shares and overdose on cope? Oh, they'll be fine. Everything's fine. Tesla's not going to disrupt them. It's going to be very interesting to see this play out. And I've got to give credit here to Brad. He's willing to tell the truth. Actions speak louder than word. And Brad's actions here, dumping Uber stock and loading up on Tesla and saying that 2025 is the year of autonomy, I think he's onto something.
We want to see a few more months of this playing out. So again, it comes back to portfolio management for us. The optics, right? And certainly right after the election, we bought more Tesla and we rotated out of our remaining Uber because we think the optics are going to be.
Wow, that's confirmation. I wasn't sure if he'd been dumping Uber stock, but he's completely unloaded every single share held of Uber in Altimeter Capital. That's massive. Dumped it all. And I understand why. Better to be doing this before most investors realize what's about to happen and the massive disruption rather than after, right?
Be really tough for Uber over the course of the next few months, and they're going to be really good for Tesla as we get closer and closer to the launch of Robotaxi, which we think will be Q2 of next year.
This feels to me like the goalposts moved.
Yeah.
Musk's proximity to power, that dynamic has changed. He is becoming quite obvious, a very influential voice in some of the policies that are going to happen, whether they are beneficial to him personally or beneficial to his companies, plural.
Detrimental, at least over the short term, to his companies too. He's on the record. EV tax credit should go. That's not going to help Tesla in the short term. It will in the long term. So it's important to understand what Musk is suggesting, the way he's approaching things with his thoughts regarding Trump and policies. It's what's best for America, not what's best for me or my companies, what's best for America. Case in point, do you really think announcing your plans / $2 trillion of spending, government waste, is in Musk's best interest? You've got to have rocks in your head if you think so. To put a massive target on his back. The swamp's going to go ballistic. Everyone, all the pigs with their snouts in the trough are going to go mental. He's massively increased the risk to his personal safety as a result of this. He didn't need to get involved. This has no benefit to him at all other than the satisfaction of having a positive impact on the future of the United States. So obviously, fast-tracking autonomy means lives saved, injuries avoided, disabilities prevented. This benefits everyone, not Tesla, not specifically one company, but all of the humans in the United States who may have died, been injured or permanently disabled in a preventable traffic accident due to human error, which will no longer happen because autonomous vehicles are much safer. I mean, hello. It's not self-interest. It's the opposite. Flagging this now, so if in the future any decisions are made and somebody thinks, well, hang on, that doesn't help Tesla, that doesn't help sport, is he doing that? He's trying to help, not himself, but the US, and in fact the world.
Because I think you could make that argument. That's what this strikes me as, is the goalposts moving in some respects to favor Tesla and in some respects hurt the competitors.
No, I would disagree with that. I think
There we go. See, Brad's called out the bullshit here. Now, look, I'm going to say it. Scott's an idiot. He's a clown. CNBS lean very left. And he's, for whatever reason, he's a very negative Elon, negative Tesla, and projects things that aren't there. Like suggesting this was self-interested from Musk. He's just trying to be useful, not benefit himself directly. Now, some of the actions will be beneficial to Tesla, but he's not doing this to harm competitors or benefit himself or his companies. By the way, I wonder what the IQ gap is here. Like, what do you reckon? 4 standard deviations, maybe? Something like that.
But the regulations that we said of ending the EV tax credits, easing the self-driving regulations, those are undeniable.
But if they change the regulations, but FSD wasn't killing it the way 12.5 is and the way FSD 13 is going, where you have 1,000x improvement in full self-driving safety in 1 year alone versus the 10% per year we were getting up until 2020 because we've gone from these deterministic models to these imitation learning models. It's about the performance at Tesla that is driving us. Now, sure, I think national regulation makes sense. In a country of interstate commerce, does it make sense that one state's going to allow me to drive my Tesla on full self-driving mode, then I get to the state intersection between Texas and Oklahoma, and I no longer can use full self-driving? I have to stop the car and change the mode of driving? That doesn't make any sense, right? We drive cars across state borders, so having a national regulatory framework, not just for Tesla, for everybody, for GM, for Waymo, for everybody, that's just the right policy.
Brad out here spitting facts. See, Scott's coming in, dicking hard with the emotions. Brad responding with the facts. This is what's good for America, not what's good for Tesla, America.
I don't think it's about favoring Musk or his companies, though I think regulatory clarity is needed in this country. But I look at it, it's the improvements that are going on in Tesla. And I think, 18 months ago, nobody would have said that this was winner take all or winner take most. They would have said everybody's going to have full self-driving capabilities. I will tell you right now, Tesla is running away with their full self-driving capabilities. The only other game in town really is Waymo.
And as we know, Waymo ain't going to make it. Now, this was quite interesting. I just have to rewind and listen because Brad said something that I have to disagree with.
18 months ago, nobody would have said that this was winner take all or winner take most.
Except me and a few others. Kathy Wood and Ark Invest. Let's see what else he said that I disagree with.
They would have said everybody's going to have full self-driving capabilities.
And also, no. Been on the record with this as well. But I guess Brad's referring not to dickheads on YouTube and X who post content, but investors, people in the finance media, the so-called experts who I relentlessly roast. So his point's right. The overarching narrative, well, everyone's going to simultaneously have FSD. I mean, shout out to some of the money managers who've made these ridiculous claims. So I've got to give credit here to Brad for a number of different things. 1, having the brain and the vision to understand what Tesla's doing and realize the implications for Uber. 2, dumping Uber stock and loading up on Tesla prior to the rollout of autonomy. And 3, calling out Scott and CNBS on their bullshit narrative, falsely suggesting Musk's involvement with the Trump administration is out of self-interest. You have to be stupid to think this is the case. Like, how small does your brain need to be to not be able to think, what are the consequences of Musk, first of all, endorsing Trump? Let's see here. Endless attacks from the hate stream media. Didn't need those. Massively increasing his personal risk, his personal safety risk. Did he really need the swamp coming after him, trying to cut $2 trillion of government waste? Are you kidding? So a triple whammy there for Brad. Congratulations. I wonder who will be next to wake up. Seems that Brad believes this is a winner takes most market, that no company will be close to catching up to Tesla. He might even suggest they have an unassailable lead. And I tend to agree. Fancy that. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, or I can keep going. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs.